back everybody to Mega Man 3. In the middle of Gemini Man stage. There was a previous episode talking about how much I like the design of a lot of the characters. I'm sort of going back through my mind ones I kind of don't really care for. I'm willing to give, like, particularly the early Mega Man games, I'm like more willing to give a pass to than some of the later ones. Because, like, I kind of want that life, but I'm not going to be super greedy right now. Oh, that was a mistake. It turned into a blessing, yes. Mistakes into miracles, right? There's never been a more obnoxious phrase than mistakes into miracles. I'm dead. It's like, you made a mistake and had premarital sex, but because of it, now in life is gonna be born. Like, yes. Hopefully the child is healthy and happy and doesn't have any genetic or biological problems because the mother or father or whatever anywho, another good death, I love it. I guess Hardman's the only character in this game I really could complain about. And, you know, as I said before, I'm more willing to give, like, Heat Man's kind of a weird design in Mega Man 2, but I'm more willing to give that a pass. Because that's only the second time they've done a heat or a fire-related guy in the series. Than I am with, some of the other later fire-related guys that I just, they don't do anything for me. Now, that's not to say that, you know, my distaste of a particular character design, you know, means that I don't like them the way the boss battle. Like this right here, I love this. This is such a great idea for a unique boss battle that, I mean, you... Yeah, that's how you're supposed to fight that fight, as he's jumping, to go over you, you give him a couple bullets. We're just gonna kind of use Snake Man's power and just kind of jam our way through to the end of this. But yeah, you can just, basically what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to jump over. As you're jumping over, you throw the snakes behind you, and then you jump over the current Gemini Man. Almost died there, holy shit. Alright. But now we're running out of men to fight. You got Gemini Beam. Gemini Laser. Gemini Laser is pretty good. It's kind of a weird power. Never take on Needle Man. It's a weird because what happens is it'll bounce off of a couple different walls before it'll, you know, basically get used up. which is both great and terrible. It's great because it gives, if you miss the first time, it gives an opportunity for that to bounce back at an angle and hit the enemy you're trying to aim at. It's terrible because if it doesn't hit, it's just going to continue to keep you from using another shot of its power because you can only have one of them out at a time. But you get a decent use out of it, so it's not like Magnet Man's power that seems to either be really, really strong or just completely unusable. See the big helmet, Met-looking thing that's gonna pop up in a later episode. Whenever we get there, I don't know when. Could be an episode from now, could be 10 episodes from now. And it's not gonna be 10 episodes from now. I'm not gonna be playing Mega Man 3 that long. But I do like how you're like, what the fuck is that? And then it pops up like later on. And you're like, wow, what a good callback. I didn't expect that. Or maybe you don't even notice it. I don't know. I'm gonna die. So close. That's alright, I get a checkpoint right here anyways, doesn't matter. Kinda doesn't matter, I guess I should say. They're very generous. I like how he looks kind of like a mint whenever he's rolling with like one of them peppermint mints. As I said before, they're very generous with their E-tanks, and I don't know if it's because they kind of expect this game to be more difficult than I find it to be. Like, obviously, I've used E-tanks against Hardman. I used an E-tank against Magnet Man to kind of get through them. But other than that, I've just sort of been collecting E-tanks and saving them. I do know there is a spot I'm going to be using at least one, maybe two E-tanks on. Maybe even three, I don't know. There's a boss that I guess I refuse to learn how to beat it. In multiple Mega Man games, I refuse to learn how to beat it, and I just fucking cheat my way / E-tank my way through all those battles. That's kind of where you're seeing it right now. This is kind of the good and bad part of Gemini Man. On the one hand, like you saw, you know, it bounces off and then hits him while he's jumping. But it's also bad because if it never actually connects, it takes a while for it to wear through. Alright, we got Needle Man power. Got Needle Cannon. And Rush Jet. Yeah, remember how I was talking earlier about there's Rush Jet and there's like Rush Boat, Submarine, whatever you want to call it. And you get those from beating, that's right, Needle Man and Shadow Man. Not that I couldn't have beaten Shadow Man before this because he's bad against Top Man, but I just always seem to have the most trouble with his stage / the boss. So I wouldn't say always gets saved for the end, but he's usually near the end for me. With bosses that I have not beaten yet. Proto Man initially had something to do with that, but I haven't had any issues with Proto Man in a long time. I mean, like, I'm talking previous playthroughs of this game. I'd have trouble with him because, you know, he's basically here to teach you that you need to slide. Because the enemy you're going to be fighting is a very jumpy motherfucker who, you know, you'll benefit from sliding. and stay, you know, stay alive versus, you know, I like the grenade guys. They're kind of like those bullet bill enemies from Mega Man 1, because they do the explosion thing. But as you can see, they are ground-based enemies, so they have to follow the path of the ground, and then eventually they'll jump if you let them. Alright. You're dead. Just, never mind. I was gonna say I saw that pit, so that guy's gotta die, so I don't accidentally fall down and die. But it didn't matter. We were in the clear either way. Snake Man surprisingly does not work against those guys. I was pretty sure that they were going to be hard countered by Snake Man, and they are not. So I don't know what they're bad at, you know, what would hard counter them. Other than if there's some sort of like charged blast that one of the weapon. I hate this part so much. This is the part that I would, you remember I just said that I hate Shadow Man stage. This is why I hate Shadow Man stage. Such an annoying pile of dog shit to deal with that. Basically have to go back and forth between platforms and or jump and shoot the parachuting guy before, you know, he comes, hits you, and you fall off the edge. And then they add the little frog jumpy guys later on once you've mastered this portion right here. This right here is, I would say, oh, never mind. Either this one or the next one. There's like some of the most dangerous ones in the whole game because little fuckers want to come down and make my life hard. As you can see, I'm trying to lure them out in case they... Yeah, that was lucky. Lucky and die there. That's more or less the end of the stage right there. We got one more mosquito. They give us this little area, which is it's essentially a save checkpoint area, so that if you need to adjust yourself, you know, adjust your powers, give yourself some life, whatever, you have like time before you actually drop into the boss. Did you see how? Oh my! Like in one hit, drop like, I'd say 70-80% of the total spin man power I had. Thought I was dead for a second. You got Shadow Blade and Rush Marine. Okay, so this is the part that I think is a little different than all the other Mega Man games. After you beat the 8 Robot Masters, you now have to beat the 8 Robot Masters from the last game. They are essentially copies of previous game from the last game. So they apparently download their program, software, whatever. And you're forced to fight them again, except this time you don't have their powers. So, you know, I don't have, say, I don't have Bubble Man, you know, that's good against Heat Man. I don't have, you know, say, Flash Man that's good against, Quick Man, you know. But some of the powers, well, the powers you have in this game are still super effective against some of those, Robot Masters. So like, example would be like, let's say, the first one I have to fight is Heat Man. And Heat Man is bad against, say, I don't know, Needle or something like that. It might not be as easy and as clear as it was in Mega Man 2, but, need to kind of figure out, okay, so we're fighting Metal Man first, so Metal Man would be bad against what? Magnet? And don't worry, even though I just killed him, I will not be getting his power. So we will be getting some health on the other side of this door, I think. Hooray! Hooray, hooray, hooray. Slide. Oh. Yeah, they do this occasionally where you have spike pits and you want to fall essentially down the center, which luckily they give me plenty of time or room to move over. Because this is like Earthworm Jim, I think, is like one of the worst culprits of that ever. Where on the one hand, the box is, the path going down is very narrow. But there's also like death killer spikes on both sides, so it's like, okay, as soon as you mess up once, you're gonna die. Yeah, you can see we cheesed that a whole bunch. We're gonna continue to cheese. Yeah, that would be nice if I could not get hit twice. I could actually stay in my pocket. So the correct way to do this is just like that, where you go up top, and then you jump on the next platform before you have a chance to produce another piece of garbage. Time to get the crap stomped out of you. I'm gonna die here. I don't know what Quick Man's bad against. I'm gonna have to figure that out real quick. At the joke, there's a pun, unattended pun. Gemini, let's try Gemini Beam. Oh yeah, makes sense. Ta-da! I died. But I guess Stink Man instead. So you may see me using the same powers on multiple enemies. I think these types of robot masters, you know, the fake remake versions, I believe they have I hate that slowdown. But I gotta die there as well. Which one do we want? Needle Man. So you can see there's a lot of similarities between the original version of the level and then this new, darker, later in the day version. But there are some newer, different enemies and maps that you're gonna have to follow through to get to the boss here. And of course, like I said, there's two bosses, so you're gonna deal with the first one, and then I'm we defeat him, move on to the next boss. And no one always as they seem, as they say. Alright, let's go. Another free E-tank for us. And we've reached I believe it's the first half of the battle. Hooray! Who are we gonna fight this time? Airman, Heat Man, Bubble Man maybe? No, Bubble Man would be in the water. Fast Man. I told you about it, but it's like, okay. I do like the fact that they kept, more or less, kept the same development. That was a good job, Chris. Now my head hurts because we went all the way back to the beginning. Oh. It might be the toughest portion of Mega Man 3 here. I mean, obviously, if you don't know, if you've never played it before, you're going to probably struggle on some of the levels, some of the bosses, learning their patterns, but for me, this is like the hardest part, because if you die at any point between the start and beating the mini-boss, you will go right back to start. You know, no questions asked. That was embarrassing. We're gonna keep going with the other, or we'll keep going in, I guess, counter. Top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right order. You can do that whole section without taking any hits, but I'm super duper at this game, so I gotta take hits. Alright, I want the health anyways. Plus, I get another free Mega Man Live, and some E-tank maybe, and we'll be sitting pretty. If I keep fucking up, we're gonna be sitting very pretty. Yeah, E-tank. Like, almost as valuable as another extra life. The only difference is if I have a life and I have room to spare, I won't waste an E-tank, but I will waste a life. Yeah. That's fine. Like I said, I can only think I can only carry up to a maximum of 9 E-tanks, so might as well use... I'm gonna get another one eventually, so I might as well use the one that I'm at max to its fullest. You need to get over that last wind and everything you're golden. Alright, we did it. We got more level to do, unfortunately. Not the end. I thought it might be the end, but no, we do have this whole section left to do, which requires a rush jet.